Ah, the blossoming of Christianity, forever undermined by the ideological unit of a people, inspiring man to conquer, convert, and enlighten those who do not share their same beliefs or values. This religion, like most, you could say, entrenched people into a form of slavery that was more insidious than the bindings and shackles made of iron and steel. These ideological shackles were the invisible bonds you can only find in the human mind. Man-made religions to control the weak human mind through the form of fear, causing countless wars and millions of deaths. Nothing escaped religious fervor, not man, woman, child, or beast. However, freedom freely given was stronger than any such encroachment. I watched in India as a man called Ashoka was on a conquest to strengthen his empire. Like most humans who believed their blood was divine or their lineage superior, blood ran through the street in rivers as his personal war spread throughout the land. I witnessed this tragedy and was disgusted by humanity's perversions all over again. However, in this man, I also saw the ability of a human to change, to release their inner demons. Ashoka converted to Buddhism after the many horrible transgressions he committed against people. His self-loathing made him turn to the teachings of Buddha, the oratory eventually preserved on the engravings of rock. I found him simultaneously horrid and inspiring with his frankness and sincerity regarding his actions and thoughts. From his experiences, he attempted to live the virtues of honesty, truthfulness, compassion, mercifulness, benevolence, nonviolence, and non-injury to animals. However, is that enough after you've caused the death of so many? Will your philosophical, comfortable atonement ever satisfy the aching hole in the chest of an orphan? Is every human worth saving? Should this blight not be wiped from the existence to correct the imbalance his actions caused? I could never understand how the majority of humans were sheep, so easily led to slaughter by so few. The same goes for those who could also ostensibly be known as the greatest evildoers in the world's history. We could name the norms propagandists cite, such as Hitler or Stalin, but let us look at the great conqueror's manipulation of history and use the legendary explorer Christopher Columbus as an example. A slaver, he spread diseases that killed millions. He was the chasm to the conquistadors who looted the Aztecs and Incas, leading to the slaughter of thousands and the loss of a rich cultural heritage. Is Christopher Columbus solely responsible, or do the nation and his donors from where he came bear the ultimate fault? Can the psychologically broken be evil, such as one Elizabeth Bathory, who tortured and murdered countless young women? Human psychology both amazed and repelled me. I fully understand how my family and friends thought it was an unhealthy fascination. However, whether evil or good, these actors in history determined the fate of the earth. Their very existence was mesmerizing as well as baffling to me. Were they a product of their time, of their genetics, or their innate abilities and gifts? Still a fledgling race who'd achieved so much in such a short time, they were on the course of their own self-destruction, seemingly imminent because of the 1% who are ultimately fatally flawed. What does one do with the fatally flawed? Wipe them from the existence of the earth? Lock them away? How do you ensure the educated and the sane remain leaders? Then, through my fascination with our sister planet, I met an angel. How can you even begin to describe the presence of a being that possesses such innate power that the organic physical form could barely contain it? He had a luminescence about him that came from beyond time and space, an aura that made me turn away because it burned my eyes when he did not shield his true self. As I studiously watched the humans, it seemed as if he studiously watched me. Sometimes I would feel his presence, like the sun's warmth on a cool, crisp day when I sat on the Elgorian Bridge. The hairs at the back of my neck would stand as if an electrical current was in the air. Other times, I would catch a glimpse of him out of the corner of my eye. But when I turned to look, nothing would be there. In the beginning, the mind that touched mine was brilliant, yet childlike and naive. His knowledge was as deep and expansive as the vast universe, yet disconnected from mere mortal sentiments. We were both orphans, finding comfort in each other, I assumed through our loss. If I were honest with myself, I'd felt his loving caress my entire life. It was a love so pure, it wiped away the oil and grime from the stray thoughts of others, leaving my mind soot-free and unscarred by their petty thoughts. It disconnected me from my often uncontrollable powers as a seer, giving me respite from loud minds. But as time passed, we were, well, what we were. Silent companions as we both matured, each in our own way. My days of being a student were almost behind me. I was chosen to be an envoy to Earth. My fascination with humans, coupled with my knack for languages after watching them my entire life, made me the perfect liaison. I began to hone my combat skills, which were the weakest of my abilities and which my peers definitely liked to make it known. They found my fascination for Earth disturbing, unnatural, and blasphemous. I knew of this because I could feel the energy of their thoughts, whether good or bad. I was a curiosity to them, different.